Hi there, little friend. As you can tell, I am doing this in our old bedroom at the parents' house. I love this bedroom. Anyways, I wanted to return and report and have some accountability for this week. It's really been a challenge emotionally for me. I've kind of gotten over the writing things down 2-year-old tantrums. I still resist it, but there's a part of me that's like, the only way you change is if you show up, is the follow through. The change happens in the follow through, as Susan Ford said. So, return and report. Oh, here it is. Okay. So I have a bullet journal that I decided to write down my goal making. And the goal making that DDP talks about is called Smackdown, and each letter stands for something. It's an acronym. Anyways, so I wanted to show you mine a little bit. Here it is. Pow, pow, pow. Anyways, each one for each word you write down exactly what you're going to be doing. And then I also did like a tracker that looks like Tetris. Super fun. It's actually been a lot of fun. But my specific goal, and I rewrote this Smackdown several times because I was like, no, you need to be more specific. Like, you can't just be like, ooh, someday pretty things will happen and I'll be thin. So my goal is to weigh 299 pounds by September 1st, which means I have about 55 pounds to go. That breaks it down to about 70. Yes, I would like to lose 70 pounds a month. No, 7 pounds a month. And I wrote down how exactly I'm going to be doing it, tracking my food, returning and reporting, reaching out to people, creating a community for myself, and getting more engaged with people who are already in my support group and supporting them in their own personal journeys. So that's where I am, returning and reporting. But this past week, I really struggled with why I'm fat. I had a couple of days that I was like, why am I even trying? So my normal, past years, I just disengaged from life, making decisions. If you know me, you know that I can't make a decision on where to go to eat for the life of me, or just making decisions. I always push it to the very last moment and then make a decision because I'm forced into it. It's never a proactive thing. That's been my normal 4 years. And this program that I'm going on is forcing me into a space where I have to think about what is bringing me to that place of being numb. And so part of my goal setting is that every night I'm going to write in my journal for 5 minutes about this journey. Because like DDP says, don't just think it, ink it. And I really want this to be real lasting change in my life. Like, if you know me at work, you know I hate doing my work twice. So I want it the real deal, I just want to, it's going to be good. Anyways, so this past week I was writing down in my journal after I had a conversation with my sister, my nephew, about being so public on YouTube and social medias and how nervous it was making me feel. And my sister's like, oh, you're going to become famous, woohoo. And I was like, that's not the thing. I have spent so long and so hard running away from being seen. And doing this YouTube video for me, the Live Love channel, is a way that I can look myself in my eyeballs and see myself. For years I haven't been able to see myself, or taken the time, or thought it was worth it, or thought it was safe. That's one of the things that I learned in my journal writing is the reason why I weigh 366 pounds, well, that was my top weight, is because I live my life in fear. You name it, I'm afraid of it. Like there's a level of risk, I would rather stay in bed. You know those fainting goats? You know the ones that like, they're little tiny and they're like, anything happens to them, they just like, Gah! And freeze as a mode of protection. That is my spirit animal. I am this goat. Like one of the main things I'm afraid of is like being hurt, victimized, targeted. A lot of my childhood, my younger childhood, I experienced a lot of abuse and a lot of kick the cat syndrome. I was said cat, and I've kind of picked up from there and been kicking myself ever since because I am that cat. That is my life, isn't it? To be in a state of fear always, like that's my norm. And I don't want it to be, gosh darn it. I don't want it to be so in this conversation with my sister and my nephew, I was expressing some of these ideas, and bless my nephew's heart, I adore him. He said, there's other ways to feeling safe, other things you can do. And he told me about this app called Noonlight. You use it while walking at night to alert people of your presence, alert the authorities if something bad happens. And it just touched my heart so much that he cared about my safety. And I thought, I too need to care, And I want a paradigm shift in my mind and in my soul. I want it so bad. Sorry, so many tears. I want it so bad where I don't live a life of fear anymore. I want to live a life where, yes, there are risks, but yes, there are joys to be had, worth taking that time, I wanted to share just a little bit of DDP's book that I've been reading, because I read this after I talked to my sister and my nephew, and it just, I don't know, baseball bat to the heart. So this is what it says. Here's his book, Positively Unstoppable by Diamond Dallas Page. Very good. So it says, are you going to run? Are you going to retreat into those same dead-end patterns that have worked so well for you in your life? Sarcasm. And then he says, or will you fight? Whether or not you're worth fighting for is a decision you've got to make for yourself. It's the most important decision you'll ever make. In a lot of ways, it'll also be your last. And you can make that decision right now. And these videos, this daily posting and the returning and reporting, it's me fighting back. It's saying I'm worth it. I want that change. I'm making the decision now. So I'm grateful that DDP's exercise program comes along with a lot of life coaching. Anyways, so hang in there with me. I really appreciate being on this journey with you. And always remember, you are loved. You're worthy of that love. You're worthy of a life that you love. You're capable of love. And God loves you.